So today we're going to be talking about AM.CO.ZA's PETG 3D printed plastic, and I must say it's probably my favorite plastic to purchase because it works really well on their machines and others, which is so nice to have. But what happens when you finish said roll of 3D printed plastic? Well, we don't want to throw these away, so we've got a really cool idea to show you. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so I found a really cool idea online for this container, and this idea came from the person behind me, and I must say, really cool idea, thank you so much. But we need it to fit our spool. So unfortunately, that spool that he has is not for this brand. So we're going to go ahead and make a few adjustments, and then we're going to test print it and see how it comes out. And if we need to make a few more adjustments, so we do it, and then we have a final cool idea that will work with our spools. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the person that actually did this design and came up with this really cool idea. So props and thank you. However, we need to go and fix it so that it's ready for our spool. So what we're going to go ahead and do is import it, and here it is. Here's the center shaft, and here is the outer container. So I've gone ahead and I've already made the center shaft fit according to our spool. So all I had to do is just measure the inside and then cut off what I didn't need. And what I mean by that is all I'm going to do is just ungroup it here. I had this shape that I made to the size here because this outer wall here was too big. So just go ahead and put it over, adjust the size that you want it, and then you can go ahead and give it a grouping, and then it will be cut and adjusted to the correct size that we need for the inside of our 3D spool. Now the next thing we need to do is adjust his piece here. So I went and I did a little bit of a test print to see how much we needed to adjust, and the last thing we need to do is move this pin that we've got here, and we need to cut a portion of this into here and redo the outer line there. So let's go ahead and do that so that it can fit our spool. Now I want it to be right in the corner, purely because for a hinge it needs to be at its best pivot point, and being inside here for us it just does not fit and work. So we need to create that pivot point with as much angle as possible. Keep in mind that the further in you bring that pivot, the more likely you are to have less of an angle to swing this in and out. So that's something that is quite necessary. And then from there we're going to go ahead and just adjust our little nipple here, and this is just so that it stays where it's meant to, so this doesn't just fall out while we are pushing it into the container. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and just group these items so that they don't move around. Go ahead and give it a union group. Okay, so now that that's done, what we need to do is cut out this portion here to this shape, which is the inner wall of our spool. So in order for us to do that, we're going to have to line these up in the middle. So let's just move this out the way and that out the way. We're going to select these two, and we're going to need to rotate as well. So let's rotate it so we can get that angle. And then we can go ahead and try and center it as best as possible. See, that didn't work, so we need to make sure that we rotate this again, and I want to go possibly 10 degrees. Let's have a look. Let's try that again, shall we? Almost there. I think we can just move it over manually, and let's change this to 0.25, and that's the distance that it moves each time. And what we'll do is we'll just get to the same point for both sides. So how we can do that is by looking at these pieces here to judge. So that side still, as you can see, it's moving irregularly, not proportional. So what we'll go do is switch this off or do 0.1 mil. and then we'll just go until we're happy. So now, for me, those orange gaps look the same in distance. So what we need to do now is go ahead and select our cylinder, and I'm just going to make it more round by moving the sides up, and more segments. Less segments and less sides means more of a blocky square or hexagon, so you want to up that. Okay, so now that we've got it centered, what we need to do is bring it in until this pink area disappears completely, because then we know we've got the right angle. So either you can go just or a little bit past. So I'm going to go a little bit past, and what we can do there is go ahead, turn this into a hole, and then before we just get rid of this completely, we always copy this because we're going to need to know the size, and I'll show you why just now. So let's go ahead and union group that so that we can have that cutout piece. So there we go. So now we've got the correct angle for our spool. So now what we need to know is the size here. So this is 90 by 90. What we're going to do is go ahead and grab this shape here, because we need an outer wall. We can't just have a circle or nothing. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make this 90 by 90. We'll place it as near as damn it, if not a little bit inside. Let's go ahead and do our sides again, segments, make sure that it's more circle than any other shape. And then we're just going to move it until it is equal on either side, and then let's bring it in a bit. Okay, also make sure that it's already touching on this side. It is not, so we need to move it a bit left, and let's check this side. Is it touching? And almost. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch this off so we've got full access to move around in any increment that we need. And let's have a look again, and we are touching. Okay, otherwise you're going to have a gap between this print, and then your 3D printer is not going to print that wall the way it's supposed to. Okay, so let's move back again. So now we need to copy this outer wall thickness. So we're going to go and change our inner wall thickness. So now we need to bring it down, and from what I can see, we're going to have to just go with an off value number of 0.65. Okay, so let's look from above. Does that look the same thickness? More or less it does. If you really wanted to get the exact thickness, you can go get a square, you can pop it on top, and then change this to that size so that you know exactly what that thickness is. But again, we're not doing things 100% perfect. We're just trying to make use of this idea in its total entirety. So let's go ahead and make this to the same height. Now this is where I'm going to switch it back to 0.25, because we need to start adjusting it for this height, which is 58. So we go ahead and say 58. Okay. Oops, it was 58 with that piece there, so let's go and do it manually until we are the same height. Okay, let's switch this off and go 0.1, and let's go up until we get to the same height. Just need to go down one more increment. So at that height we're at 51.90, so let's go 51.80. Bring it down too much, 51.85. No, 51.90. There we go. So now we're at the same height. Okay, so what we need to do now is also just increase both of these to the height that we need of the spool. And what I mean by that is I need the height between this piece and that piece. So let's go ahead and get our ruler, and we can put it between, and we are sitting at 55, and that would be exactly. So we'll go with 55, There will be a little bit of shrinkage with the plastic, which is common and very normal due to heat and when it gets cold, it contracts, very normal. Do not be taken back by it when you're doing designs, because it is quite normal for it to happen. So 55 is the height we want. So I'm going to put that there, just off there, and what we'll do is we'll select this piece and select that piece, and then we're going to just slowly adjust it until we get to a same height that we need, which is that 55. Let's go have a look. Okay, so we got to go a little bit higher, and that's 61.45 maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's the exact height we needed. The only reason I can say that is because it shows the other line through this shape, which means that it's the exact same height. So we can go ahead and delete that shape now that we've got the height that we needed, which is perfect. Let's go ahead and let's cut this piece off here. So what we can do, and the simplest method for that is, I don't need this one anymore, is go grab your square tool, and we're just going to make it bigger, not too big, and we'll go ahead, and we might need to rotate this, but it's not too much of a problem. Make that the height is correct. Okay, so either we got to rotate the square or we got to rotate our object here. So let's go ahead and do the rotation of our object rather, and until we can see that we have lined up. And let's see what 2% did for us. Is it the same on either side? Okay, there we can't see some orange. This side we can see some orange, so maybe we can get away with one more degree change. 1, and we'll go have a look to see, or we might even have to do 1 and a bit. Oh no, that's exactly what we needed. So what we can do now is just go ahead and cut it as it is. So we go and select everything, and we say union group, and then it should cut that piece off clean, and there we go. So now we have adjusted, hopefully this is going to be the size that we need to fit inside. And the reason why I like this design so much is that, number one, he's got a finger hole, so that's where you put your finger in to pull it open, and you've got this nice little pigeonhole to slide in a piece of paper, plastic or anything that basically says what you are hiding inside your container. Because once we've printed, even if you do clear plastic, you're still not going to really see what's inside here. So it's nice to have a little piece that shows you, hey, this is your M4 nuts or screws or bolts. Isn't that cool? So now that we've got that done, and we're fairly confident that it's correct in size, and we've also got this piece as well that was adjusted, like I showed you before, we can now export these individually, and then we're going to put them into our 3D printing software, change a few settings, and then we're going to go to print. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've opened up Cura, and we've got our print up K8 profile loaded here, and I've got my first piece that we need to print, which is the inner shaft. So I've gone ahead and just done a few adjustments and settings. Now, if you really want to know how to use this program, how to do all those settings and everything to do with this program, I suggest you go and watch our previous videos on the K8 and 3D printing so that you are adverse with this program. Today, I'm not going to be showing you everything, so we just wanted to change a few things like temperature, because now it's summer, and we needed to change the speed, and then the type of infill. I don't want it to be too much plastic, because again, it's going to be on the inside of this. It's really not something that needs to be that strong compared to a functional working part. So that's it for the settings. I don't need any supports as well. So we're going to go ahead, slice this, save it to our SD card, and then we're ready to start printing. So we've printed pretty much everything. But as you know, 3D printers are not lightning speed and they do take time to print. And like everything, good things do take time. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you what it would look like with just a few of the parts assembled. So first thing we need to do is take our center shaft and go ahead and shove it in the middle here. And we just need to go ahead and line it up. And once it lines up, it basically just goes in like so. Then what we can do is take a base plate, screw this in, just like so. Now that that part's done, we're now going to add our next tier, which is another one that we've got to slide in. And again, just got to line it up with the top hole and then push it through just like so. And all we're going to do is go ahead and screw those together, just like that. Now that we've got a little tower system going here, let's go ahead and put in the 2 buckets we have out of 3, because we're just waiting for one more of those. And all we do is just lift the plastic up so we can put that little pivot point in, and there we go, closes perfectly. We'll turn it and just do the last one I've got here. Again, you just bend the plastic upwards, shove it into that hole and close it. So now we're just waiting for one more to print and then we've got one tier done. But basically this is finished in principle. Now we've got a little section here to put in a little piece of paper to say what we're storing inside here. We've got a little finger hole to open, and there you go. You can then see inside your drawer and you put what you want. If you want to add dividers, again, it's just a matter of putting it in the design, and then we go ahead and close it. So in essence, we have designed it and made it so that it fits these spools, but the idea was exactly the same as the guy that had it there, and props to him. It was a fantastic idea, and we've made it work for our spools. So now we don't have to throw this away. We actually have some really good use out of this plastic and not having to just waste everything. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it. It was fun to make this. So if you really enjoyed it, go ahead and give us a like. And if you're not subscribed, please go and do so and click that bell icon so you can get notified on our future videos that are just as cool as this one. We'll see you in the next one.
AI may eventually take over, but what's for certain is that smart machines are already operating all over the world right now. So stay ahead with AM.CO.za. For 11 years, they've been the leader in CNC and printing machines like CNC routers, large format printers, vinyl cutters, laser cutters, plasma cutters, DTF printers, and many more. Visit AM.CO.za showrooms in Sunny Rock, Joburg, and Montague Gardens, Cape Town, or WhatsApp hi to 060 600 6000 for more. AM.CO.za. Achievement matters.